Mr. Mayor.
As well. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Tuesday, December 17th, 2024 council meeting. Disclosure of pecuniary interest.
Yes.
Shall we?
Okay.
Committee reports. So we'll start with you.
I have none this week.
Okay, thank you, Councilor Foot.
Nope,
Councilor Scott?
I don't have any this week either.
I do.
Councilor Burke.
So we had a library board meeting last night. And we did the grants update for the Horizon Seniors. That's a federal grant. It's a $25,000 grant. Now, we had gotten it this year, so we're not going to apply for it because they historically don't give it to you 2 years in a row. So but if you apply it on the second year, there's a 90% chance you'll get it. Yeah, that's the seniors community grant. The Horizon grant we are going to, it's a $25,000 grant and it'll come out next September. So sorry, it's a seniors community grant. We're not going to get it, so we're not going to apply for that one. Trillium Resiliency Grant still have $9,000 coming from our senior partners in the public library. We elected Volunteer of the Year for the library. That was Jody Roadnight. And the presentation will be this Friday at the open house that we're all invited to from 1 o'clock until 4 at the library. They'll be closed Christmas Eve and Boxing Day, or Christmas Eve, Christmas and Boxing Day. And they'll close New Year's Eve early, and then they'll be closed New Year's Day. The heat pump on that grant that we got for upgrading, the heat pump is in and working well. It took them a day. The lights, on the other hand, we're going to revisit that in the new year because we're getting nowhere with this. The contractor came from Iroquois Falls. This is supposed to save energy. The contractor came from Iroquois Falls, and none of the dimmers worked when he was done, and the lights are still flickering, which leaves me concerned. But anyway, so they talked to the grantors, and they are going to contract a local contractor of our choosing to finish the project in the new year. So we know people who are good at this, might even work. So, but the main focus on this meeting, of course, was budget. We're going to try and get our budget here in time. So we did vote on the budget. We accepted the budget. And the presentation will be on
January the 7th.
January 7th. Debbie Piper will come with me to do the presentation because Powassan's they have a council meeting that same night, and Marie and Pat, I think, students are going to go to the Powassan and do the presentation there. So, and what else? We went through the GICs and stuff like that for the maintenance reserve and our operating reserve fund. We're in reasonably good shape on that. We are going to into it to take care of a $14,000 deficit from this year's budget, because we all know we didn't get, and it was a bare bones budget. And you'll see in January how we're doing the books now, and it's so much easier to read and understand. And so anyway, so that's for them. And also, I was supposed to talk to Chris about this, transfers for the levy. We're talking about potentially trying electronic transfer rather than check. for the coming year. So we can discuss that.
Yes, actually, Kim is looking after that, so she would be more than
Okay.
happy to discuss
I'd
it
be
with
happy
you.
to help you get that set up for the library.
Okay, perfect. So we're all okay with the transfer system rather than a check system?
Yes.
Checks are costly anyway, I think.
Both have fees attached, but with what we've learned just with this strike and trying to get everything paid, and it gave us no choice but to move to it, and once we've established it, there's no reason to leave it.
Okay,
There's still things in place.
so we'll be working on frequency, because I think we did quarterly or
I think it was quarterly
Yeah.
in the library.
quarterly? Okay, so it might still be quarterly, but it might be like an automatic payment kind of thing. I don't know.
We don't do automatic,
Okay,
but
so-
once they send us the invoice, we will pay.
okay. All righty, and so that's all I have from the library. I had to send my regrets to the source water protection because it was on the same day. And it was called on short notice. And this seemed to be more important. That's all I have.
Thanks, Councillor Turkey. I had my first Pines meeting today. Made it through it. So, things that we discussed today, the service agreement. ESAP would like to do a 10-year deal. First 5 years, no increase in funding of any kind unless it was emergency. And then 5 years after, you can negotiate. They gave two amounts that we haven't dealt with yet, a lower amount, they're both lower. But with the lower one, you can put more money into reserve at the end if you accept it. And then the other one, yeah, it's only 3% difference, but that's what it is for this year. And they do have a good reserve. So, and ESAB doesn't want them having big reserve. So as far as the budget today, what we dealt with is a 2.5% increase for employees. There's more to go in the budget, but to get that done, we did that today. The OPHI funding for the new patios, I don't know if everybody's up on that they want to do front and back. They're waiting for the total amounts of the costing of it. But we did decide to go with HSC will provide, their company will work on behalf of the municipality. And it was very reasonable to have them come and do it. So today we went to stage one. We can back out of the rest if it comes to it, but we did decide to start the process. And that way they have people on site. Every week somebody will come check it out and make sure the process is going proper. So that way they're insured, there's nothing on the municipality's behalf. After Sudbury, it's probably a good thing. We went over the November financial transitions, receipts, and the income statements. And so our next meeting is the third Tuesday of January, and we'll have a lot more. And last week, Councillor Kirky and his lovely wife Bonnie and myself went to the Kawasan food chain. And what a great day with those kids and the wonderful voodoos. And it was a nice morning. And I can't believe the amount of food that they brought in, and the conversations with these little kids was great. So anyhow, that was a good morning. And that's all I have. I need a mover. Councillor Scott. Councillor Foot. So, okay. Yep. That the minutes of the regular council meeting held December 3rd, 2024 be adopted and published. All in favor?
And transfers to reserve for the end of the year.
So I need a mover and a seconder, Councillor Kirkby, Councillor Scott. Yep, and that we transfer the machine credit for the road equipment, landfill equipment, and fire apparatus to reserve at the end of 2024. That we transfer the remaining software funding to reserve pending the finalization of the project in 2025 for the amount of $68,885.07. That we transfer the Nords grant funds received $97,679.54 to be designated reserve fund as required. That we transfer the revenue collected from the bottle drive into the designated recreation department reserve. All in favor?
Firefighters for the children.
Need a mover? Right, Councillor Kirky. That we appoint firefighters to the Township of Nipissing Fire Department as provided on Appendix A to this resolution. All in favor? Great.
This is just for the emergency management committee. It's more of a housekeeping. item
Okay.
to place you there.
Yeah, so I need a mover. Councillor Foot, Councillor Kirky. Whereas bylaw number 2021-05 provides the position required to compose the Township of Nipissing Emergency Management Program Committee. Now therefore, the Council of the Township of Nipissing appoints Mayor Dave Yam as chairperson of the Emergency Management Program Committee. All in favor?
This is for a resignation from the recreation committee.
Okay. Mover and seconder, Councillor Scott, Councillor Foot. That we accept the resignation of Carolyn Painter from the Township of Nipissing Recreation Committee. All in favor?
There's a letter there. If you could just sign it for Terry.
Okay, yeah, oh, sorry. Mover and a seconder, Councillor Scott, Councillor Kirby. That we donate $100 to the Powassan Lions Christmas Basket Campaign. All in favor?
And next we have the remuneration. And there's your options
Okay.
that we discussed at the last meeting.
Everybody got a copy? Okay, discussion.
No, I mean, we talked about it. I think we do have to be careful about what we pass on to the next council.
True.
We do have to be careful of that.
Yeah,
And that's my feeling on the matter, because there's been no increase, and not that we need it, because the money's not a ton,
Yeah.
right? We don't need it, we're not looking for it, but are we creating a problem for the next council coming in because we took nothing for 2 years running? Because then it's gonna come up later, right?
Yeah.
That's my question. Are we creating a problem? And I think we are. I
Yeah,
honestly believe
at
we
the
are.
end of the day, I agree with you, but
I know it's tough, but if you look at it, it's $1,000 in the grand scheme of things. Is
Mhm.
that what we said, $1,000?
That's the 2% that was voted down at the last meeting. I did include it on this in case you wanted to bring it back.
Oh, that was on the,
Councillor Scott.
I'm okay with 1%. I don't, this job is, and should be for the
No,
money,
it's
and
not.
some,
No,
and
no.
some that have done here in the past. And some that are other councils I've seen where councils are doing it for the money, their heart is not in it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And it shows at times badly.
I think you're absolutely right. Not a single person on this council joined this for the money.
No,
None of us did.
no.
no. And I was the first one to say no to a raise. But council at the time may question that.
What's
But anyway,
that?
Well, I'm okay with one.
Me too.
A2.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's okay, can I read out the resolution? Because I forgot to type it.
Yeah,
We need a mover and a seconder.
Councillor Foot, Councillor Scott.
Perfect. It is that we pass bylaw number 2024-54, being a bylaw to establish the remuneration and payment of expenses to members of council. Read a first, second, and third time, passed the 17th day of December.
All in favor? Yeah, yeah.
Next is correspondence.
Everybody has their correspondence, so proposed billing changes to the OPP municipal call policing for 2025, the township of Nipissing. And I guess everybody knows that the province gave us $55,139 to cover it. The MO policy update, OPP billings and bills. So
we discussed that a little wee bit at the last
yeah,
meeting, at the last OPP
Okay.
meeting, just touched on it though. I thought that it would be a big thing, but it wasn't. It was,
It's really not at that level, right?
no,
minutes of the Township of Nipissing Recreation Committee held December 2nd, 2024, which we
Went through.
had our, we're done. And minutes of the North Bay Perry Sound District Health Unit Finance and Property Committee of the Board of Health held June 26, 2024, and the Board of Health held on November 27th, 2024.
That's just
And it's enough, yeah, information update. Good. So, Councilor Scott, Councilor Turkey. That we accept the correspondence as presented. All in favor?
Yes, I know who's doing this.
So I need a mover.
we can't dodge it now.
Councilor Scott.
Well,
And a mover. Councilor Turkey. the statement of accounts dated November 27th, December 3rd, 5th, and 7th, and 10th, 2024, totaling $86,739.11 be approved. All in favor? Carried.
One catch up.
We didn't get our OPT bill.
You're always late.
That's what we can say, checks in the mail.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Counselor Turkey, they don't send us their billing electronically, like their statements, so it comes in the mail, so I would imagine I'll probably get 2 billings at the same time.
Oh, right, yeah,
Yeah,
But
so,
we set it up at the end of the year, so it comes out of his budget.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, they'll be going back to work this coming Tuesday, or is it?
They're back.
I
They're
think,
back
I
now.
think they're back, so we,
I
but I
knew it
know
said
it,
Tuesday, but I wasn't sure which one.
They were on the road today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
So
didn't
they'll
stop
be
anywhere, they're
catch
on the
up
road.
to
Saw that.
Yeah.
Not on our road.
They didn't stop once
Yeah.
on Sunset, I
I
don't know
think
what
they
was
just
that
took pictures
stupid.
of the mailboxes.
Yeah, cause I didn't get the mail today,
No,
and now I know that I got bills coming,
yeah,
but I've already done the online thing, so.
yeah, I pay mine by phone too, it's a lot simpler. So, I need a mover and a seconder. Councilor Cook. We passed bylaw number 2024-58, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council at its meeting held on December 17th, 2024, read this first, second, and third time, and passed on this 17th day of December 2024. All in favor? Carried.
Yep, last one.
I need a mover. Councilor Scott.
Friday. Wonderful.
That the meeting be adjourned at
6:54.
6:54 PM. Next regular meeting to be held January 7th, 2025. All in favor?
Just a reminder, the township office is closed to the public tomorrow, so we can all attend training here. So we'll be all in training.
Not us.
Our health and safety.
Yeah, yeah, cause you're required to do that once a year anyway, right?
We usually do all that, and then we have our Christmas lunch. Wrap it all in one.